Hare Krishna. Now we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 9, shloka number 36. We are reading the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada writes here, therefore, the devotional service of the Lord with perfect knowledge through the training of a bona fide spiritual master is advised for everyone, even if one happens not to be a human being. This is confirmed in Garuḍa Purāṇa. It is said that kīṭa-pakṣi-mṛgāṇāṁ harau sannyasta-cetasām ūrdhvām eva gatiṁ manye punar jñānināṁ. Even the worms, birds and beasts are assured of elevation to the highest perfectional life if they are completely surrendered to transcendental loving service of the Lord. So, what to speak of the philosophers among the human beings? So, this is the continuation of our understanding of purport by Srila Prabhupada, that Bhakti to Lord Krishna is beneficial to everybody, not only humans but animals also. And we learn here that kīṭa-pakṣi-mṛgāṇāṁ harau sannyasta-cetasām. So even the pakshi, even the birds, or even the worms, the beast, everybody can go back to home, back to Godhead, if they are completely surrendered to the transcendental loving service of Lord Shri Krishna. And we learned about this through the example of Hanumanji, Sugriv, and all other monkeys who surrendered to Lord Krishna. Jambavan was a bear, but that also surrendered to Lord Krishna. Then all monkeys in Vrindavan surrendered to Krishna. Then we saw that while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through the forest of Jharkhand, all the animals, they were captivated. Birds like Garuda or Jatayu, they are also surrendering to Lord Krishna. So there are innumerable examples among the literature where animals have got liberation by surrendering to Krishna. So if animals could do it, how about human beings? It should be easy for humans to surrender to Krishna. And that is to be done under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. Further, Srila Prabhupada writes, therefore, there is no need to seek properly qualified candidates for discharging devotional service to the Lord. So anybody can be a candidate for Krishna Bhakti. It is not necessarily that somebody has to be born in a Brahmana family, or somebody has to be Kshatriya, or any particular qualifications. Anybody and everybody can go to Krishna by discharging Bhakti process. There is no rules, there is no restrictions. Rules are there, no restrictions. Let them be either well behaved or ill trained. Let them be either learned or fools. Let them be either grossly attached or in the renounced order of life. Let them be liberated souls or desire of salvation. Let them be inexpert in a discharge of devotional service or expert in the same. All of them can be elevated to supreme position by discharging devotional service for under the proper guidance. So very, very nice paragraph by Srila Prabhupada ji. Says there is no qualification required to go to Krishna. One may be not trained or one may be trained. One may be very learned, very intelligent, or one may be a fool number one. One may be renounced order, one may be a sannyasi, or one may be a grahastha or vanaprastha, doesn't matter. One may go to Krishna with some sort of a material desire or something, or one who have no desire. One who is very expert in bhakti or one who is just neophyte, does not matter. Everybody can go to Krishna. How? By practicing the bhakti under the proper guidance. Very important. Some people they say, okay, I will do myself. That is not accepted here. You have to have proper guidance. You have to have a guru who can tell you. And we are lucky that we have Srila Prabhupada who is guiding us through his books. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad-gītā in 9.30 and 3.2 as follows. Api ched su duracharo bhajante mam anya bhakta. Api cheta su duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhur eva sa samanyatva samayuga vyavasito hi saha. Mama hi partha vyapashritya ye api suya papa yonihi striyo vaishya tatha shudras te api yanti param gatim. Even if a person is fully addicted to all sorts of sinful acts, if he happens to be engaged in loving devotional service of the Lord under the proper guidance, he is to be considered most perfect holy man without doubt. Very nice. Prabhupada gives the reference from Bhagavad-gītā. Here Prabhupada says, Api chetasu duracharo. Somebody who is durachari. Durachari means whose behavior is not clean. But if he worships bhajante mam ananya bhaka, with undeviated devotional service, he worships Krishna, then sadhu revasa manatvyav. So such a person can be elevated to be a holy man's position, sadhu's position. So Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains, and this shloka is by Lord Krishna explaining to Arjuna that if somebody surrenders to Krishna, then all his sinful activities are immediately eradicated and he becomes a pure devotee. And thus any person, whatsoever, whosoever he or she may be, even if fallen woman, the less intelligent laborer, the dull mercantile, or even a man lower than all this, can attain the highest perfection of life by going back to Godhead, provided he or she takes the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord in all earnestness. So देखिए, very nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada that even if one may have done sinful activities, one may be born in a very poor family or lower class family, it doesn't matter. But if one takes Krishna's shelter under the bona fide spiritual master, then we can go back to home, back to Godhead. This sincere earnest is the only qualification. See this? Sincerity. Sincerity to surrender to Krishna is the only qualification required to achieve the highest perfectional stage of life, which is shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. And unless and until such a real earnestness is aroused, there is a difference between the cleanliness and uncleanliness, learning and non-learning in the material estimation. Fire is always a fire, and thus if someone touches the fire knowingly or unknowingly, the fire will act in its own way without discrimination. So what is the example of here? That fire, when you you touch the fire, whether you know or don't know, you will get burnt. Similarly, if you practice bhakti, some people practice bhakti cleanliness, very clean body, they take a shower. Some people do worship Krishna and they are not clean. Some people have learned about bhakti process, some are not learned. But Krishna bhakti is going to catch everybody without discrimination. The principle is harir harati papani dushta chitter api spruta. The all-powerful Lord can purify the devotees of all sinful reaction, just as the sun can sterilize all sorts of infections by its powerful rays. Sun does not discriminate. Sun falls everywhere, and sun cleans everything, sun sterilizes everything. Similarly, bhakti, Lord Krishna's mercy, flows everywhere. And as soon as somebody is attracted for Krishna bhakti, the purification starts immediately. Attraction for the material enjoyment cannot act upon the pure devotee of Lord. This is very nice. As soon as you are surrendered to Krishna, then your attraction for the material things goes down. Actually, if you are attracted to wife, family, children, all this, then it is said by Rupa Goswami that if you are attracted to material things, do not go to Vrindavan. Because as soon as you go to Vrindavan and you are attracted to Lord Krishna, then all your attachments, other attachments will go down. You will not enjoy the material things anymore. So those who want to really enjoy the material things should not come to Krishna consciousness, because that test for material things will disappear. So that is a warning given by Rupa Goswami. There are hundreds and thousands of aphorisms in the revealed scriptures. Atmaramascha munya. Even the self-realized souls are also attracted by transcendental loving service of the Lord. So Shukadeva Goswami was self-realized, but he got attracted to Krishna consciousness. Because Krishna consciousness is all pervading and all attractive. As soon as one is attracted to lotus feet of Krishna, his interest in other things goes down. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Kechita kevalya bhakta vasudeva parayana. Simply by hearing and chanting, one becomes a great devotee of Vasudeva. Just by hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So here we will pause today, and the summary of this is that everybody, even the humans who have done the sinful activity or who are pure, or even the animals or the birds or the beast, everybody can go back to Godhead by practicing Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Bhakti does not need any particular material qualifications. Krishna Bhakti does not need PhD. Krishna Bhakti does not mean you have to be born in a Brahmana family. Krishna Bhakti can be practiced everybody, including human and animals, because it is the simplest process to achieve love of Krishna. And we saw the reference from Bhagavad-gītā, where Lord Krishna is also saying that even if somebody apichetu suddharacharo, one who is very sinful, but as soon as he surrenders to Krishna, he becomes like a sadhu. And even when somebody is born in a low class family or one who is very sinful by nature, but if he surrenders to Krishna, he or she becomes purified and goes back to home, back to Godhead. And we learned this through many examples. Like there was an example of Valmiki, who was a dacoit, but as soon as he surrendered to Lord, he became the pure devotee. Then we have example of Jatayu. So there was example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and a puppy we talked about. A small dog, puppy, was attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when he was chanting Hari Bol, that dog was also chanting Hari Bol, and then dog went to home, back to Godhead. So thus, chanting and hearing the Krishna's holy name is the most sublime method to get out of this material world which is full of dukkha, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So this material world is full of miseries, and if we want to really get out of it, then we have to surrender to Krishna. No matter what we are, who we are, where we are born, it is irrespective of, everybody can worship Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.